Bakébaké, Episode 70, When Lies Collapse and a Family is Finally Born. Akari Takaishi's tearful confession delivers one of the drama's most emotional chapters. The NHK morning drama Bakébaké, airing Monday-Saturday, 8 o'clock to 8:15 a.m. on NHK General and Others, has steadily built a reputation as a series that explores the fragile line between truth and deception, love and obligation, silence and confession. Starring Akari Takaishi as heroine Toki, the series has repeatedly proven that its true power lies not in grand spectacle, but in the quiet emotional detonations that occur when people finally say what they have long kept hidden. Episode 70, broadcast on January 9, stands as one of the most emotionally devastating and thematically important installments to date. Set during what should have been a joyful wedding reception, the episode instead unfolds as a painful yet cathartic reckoning, one in which long-standing lies are exposed, carefully maintained facades collapse, and a fractured group of people finally becomes a genuine family. This article contains full spoilers for episode 70. A wedding celebration shadowed by unspoken truths. The episode opens on a scene meant to symbolize happiness and unity, the wedding reception of Toki, Akari Takaishi, and Heaven, Tommy Basto. Smiles, formal greetings, celebratory decor, everything on the surface suggests a successful merging of two families, the Matsuno household and the Amashimizu family. Yet from the very beginning, an unmistakable tension hangs in the air. The audience already knows what the guests are pretending not to see. Nearly everyone present is hiding something. The Matsuno family's crushing debt. Toki's secret use of Heaven's wages to repay it. The money she has been quietly giving to Sannojō, Rihito Itaki. Sannojō's false image as a successful company president. Tei's unspoken expectations and regrets. Fumi and Tei's complicated status as Toki's two mothers. This wedding, meant to mark a fresh start, is instead built on a foundation of carefully layered lies. Heaven's words that shatter the ceremony. It is Heaven, the outsider who sees things most clearly, who finally breaks the illusion. Having sensed the inconsistencies and emotional dissonance among the families, Heaven reaches a devastating conclusion. In front of everyone, he declares that under these conditions, he cannot become a family with them. His words cut through the festive atmosphere like a blade. Then comes the moment that stops the room cold. Referring to what he has learned from Nishikori Ryo Yoshizawa, Heaven looks directly at Toki and says quietly, painfully, "Oh Toki-san, you are a liar." The accusation is not shouted. It is spoken with sorrow, not anger. And that makes it hurt even more. Toki's tearful confession, "Was I wrong to lie?" Cornered by the truth she has been avoiding, Toki finally breaks down. Through tears, she confesses everything. She admits that she used Heaven's wages to repay the Matsuno family's debts. She admits that she gave money to Sannojō so he could maintain the illusion of success. And she explains why she stayed silent. "I didn't want you to think I married you for money." Her voice trembles as she asks the question that defines the episode. If I told lies like this, does that make me a bad person? Am I really a liar? This is not a plea for forgiveness alone, it is a desperate attempt to understand whether love-driven sacrifice can still be considered betrayal. Akari Takaishi's performance in this scene is nothing short of extraordinary. Her tears are not theatrical, they are raw, almost childlike, conveying a woman who has carried far too much responsibility for far too long. The mothers, guilt, Fumi and Tae confront their failures. As Toki's confession echoes through the room, the burden shifts to the adults who should have protected her. Fumi Chizuru Ikwaki, the woman who raised Toki, apologizes for allowing her daughter to shoulder such immense responsibility alone. Tae Keiko Kitagawa, dignified and composed until now, is forced to confront the damage caused by her own expectations. Kitagawa's subtle facial acting, her restrained smile dissolving into quiet remorse, speaks volumes. Tae has long demanded strength from those around her, never realizing how deeply it wounded them. Sannojō's admission and a mother's forgiveness. The emotional unraveling continues when Sannojō finally faces his mother, Tae. With shaking resolve, he admits the truth. "I am not a company president. I was receiving money from Toki and pretending to succeed." For a moment, it seems inevitable that Tae will condemn him. Instead, she does the unthinkable. She accepts him. Acknowledging that her expectations forced him into deception, she tells him gently, "You tried to live up to my hopes. That is enough." It is the forgiveness Sannojō has waited for his entire life. The ultimate revelation, Tae is Toki's birth mother. Just when it seems the episode has reached its emotional limit, Fumi reveals the final truth. Tae is not merely a relative. She is Toki's biological mother. The revelation reframes everything: the tension, the distance, the unspoken longing. Heaven's response is immediate and pure. Smiling, he says, "Two mothers, I am happy. Very happy." Calling them Mama Fumi and Mama Tae, Heaven bridges the gap that words and bloodlines never could. "I wanted to call you mother," Toki's emotional release. Watching Heaven so easily embrace both women, Toki collapses into tears once more. "I wanted to say it too. I wanted to call you mother." Encouraged by Fumi, Toki finally turns to Tae and calls her Mama. Years of silence dissolve in a single word. It is a moment of emotional rebirth, not just for Toki, but for the entire family. The shout that unites them all, Daraksoga. Exhausted by emotion, Sannojō collapses. It is Sukenasuke who unexpectedly saves the moment with a strange piece of advice. At times like this, it's best to shout. Gathered on the veranda, the entire family yells together. Daraksoga, a crude, inappropriate word for a wedding celebration, but utterly perfect. In that shout, lies vanish. Pretenses crumble, and what remains is something real. Viewers react. "I cried the entire time." Social media exploded after the broadcast. "I was crying before breakfast. I couldn't stop sobbing when Toki said, Mama." Heaven shattered everyone's masks, and saved them. The Daraksoga scene was ridiculous and beautiful at the same time. Many viewers called episode 70 one of the greatest episodes in recent morning drama history. Why episode 70 matters. This episode encapsulates the core message of Bakébaké. Lies born of love are still lies, but they can be forgiven when met with truth. Family is not formed by silence or obligation, but by the courage to reveal one's weaknesses. Episode 70 does not simply move the story forward. It redefines every relationship within it. And in doing so, Bakébaké proves once again why it continues to resonate so deeply with audiences across generations.